Hey there, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a super exciting haul. As you saw from the title, it is all about Tom Ford. I've got 4 Tom Ford fragrances to share with you guys, and we're just gonna get into it. We are gonna go through all 4. I have all the notes. One of them is a Dream Tom Ford that I'd already smelled before I'd gotten it, and I'm so happy I have it. I'm so happy, and it's because of, I have a decant because of through Royalty Scents, which I'm so happy about because they're so expensive that, yeah, this was really the only way I was gonna get it for the time being. But we're just gonna get through everything. So if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All that good stuff and more is in the description box below, and let's get into it. So I feel like I'm changing my opinion on Tom Ford because at least I can tell that I've changed my opinion because of how excited I've gotten recently. About a week or 2 ago, I went in store and I tried a bunch of Tom Fords, and they're not giving out samples right now, obviously, with everything going on. But I was just trying them on like these scent strips, and I couldn't help it, but I was really getting into a lot of them, and I was like, you know what? The lasting power just isn't there, and I know it's not there, which is disappointing. But because of that, I just kind of overlooked the entire range for so long because I'm like, I'm never gonna get a bottle. They're so expensive. The lasting power is absolutely horrible, and I don't mind lasting power being bad when it's like 4711s. I love that range, and they're all, you know, horrible lasting power, the eau de colones. But when it's $400+, I don't know. I don't know if it's always worth it. And to be honest, I know it's not always worth it. But there are certain scents that I was smelling and I was all over it. So I'm so happy that I have a couple now, and hopefully this will tide me over. So we're gonna start with the full bottle, and this one I actually got for a great deal. And this is Sole de Positano Aqua. And I have the 50 ml, and it's an eau de toilette. This is it's a very summery vibe kind of fragrance. And I love the bottle color. The bottle color, not that it matters, but the bottle color is kind of one of my favorite colors. My favorite colors are the blue-green mixes. So whether it's mint or kind of more of like a robin's egg blue, turquoise, those are my favorite colors. And this just screams me in terms of coloring. I will give in to the fact that the Tom Ford bottles are very aesthetically pleasing, especially if you have a number of them. I mean, the ones that come in these bottles, because not like the black opium bottles, but they're very aesthetically pleasing. So I'm all for it. And this has mandarin, lemon leaf, petitgrain, orange blossom, jasmine, lily of the valley, shiso, ylang ylang moss, musk, and sandalwood. And I was torn between getting this and Neroli Portofino, but that, because I've liked Neroli Portofino for many years, but I honestly feel like the original 4711, this, let me just pull this out because I have the giant one, gives me enough of that vibe. I mean, it's very similar to me to Neroli Portofino, and I feel like, you know, I got this giant 800 ml bottle of 4711, which also doesn't last, but whatever, for next to nothing. And so I didn't get Neroli Portofino, and instead I got this one, and we'll smell it together. And I love it. It has some similarity from what I can remember to that, but I do like the Aqua, because I smelled the original Sole de Positano, and I like this one, the Aqua, more. It's a little bit sweeter. It's less of that kind of green, slightly bitterness that you get with kind of like a lemon leaf or a petitgrain or something. This is more, I'm not saying it's a sweet fragrance, but it's more sweet leaning than just the original. And it's also more floral. I love this fragrance. I have to say, I still have to play around with all of these because some of them are just, you know, completely blind, obviously. I have to play around with these and kind of come back for you guys and report on truly how bad performance is and which ones are better than the others. But this was such a good deal because it was at one of those kind of CCOs, and I was like, all right, well, this is going to be the one moment where I give in. And they didn't have a lot of the Tom Ford fragrances. They had maybe, I think there were 3, and this was the one I assumed I would like the most. So I really, really like it. This is the kind of fragrance that is very much my summer vibe. It is a citrusy floral. It's very unisex, and it kind of makes you feel like you are in a very glamorous and luxurious Italian getaway. And those are some of my favorite kind of scents, where it feels like you are just the most sophisticated, rich, fun-loving Italian. And Acqua di Parma sometimes gives me that vibe, and fragrances that are, I mean, Positano is obviously in Italy, but fragrances that are in this genre definitely give me that vibe. And I love this one. I love how also I was expecting kind of to get less of the jasmine and the orange blossom, even the ylang ylang, just because I thought it was going to be a little bit more citrus heavy. But you get all of those things, and they're so nice in here. I really, really, really like it. So I'm happy I got it for a deal, and I'm happy that now I have my first kind of full bottle Tom Ford that isn't black opium in my collection. Then we get to a fragrance that I had never tried before, and the next 3 are actually from Royalty Scents, which you guys know I've been getting fragrances from for a while, and I love getting fragrances through Royalty Scents because they have all these niche houses, and it helps me really get a feel for the fragrance, because sometimes samples aren't enough, but a decant is. And I have gotten full bottles because of just loving a decant so much. And that's what happened with Virgin Island water. I literally was so in love with the decant that I'd gotten through Royalty Scents that I got the full bottle before I even finished the decant. So it just helps me kind of gauge that a little bit better because I'm blind buying so much. So I will have Royalty Scents in the description box below. It's not an affiliate link. It's literally just the website because I love using them. And so the fragrances I got are all Tom Ford. And the first one, like I mentioned, is Shanghai Lily. And I'd heard a lot about Shanghai Lily, and I was always interested, but I wasn't sure how spicy it's gonna get, because sometimes I like spicy fragrances, but I prefer when they're spiced and not super, super spicy. And so, you know, I also really like how you get an atomizer for each scent, so you don't have to keep moving these around. Oh my God, the juice color's stunning. Wow, it's so pretty. So Shanghai Lily, I will say Tom Ford lists like a million notes. Has cloves, spicy notes, floral notes, incense, black pepper, pink pepper, vanilla, tuberose, libidinum, benzoin, cashmere wood, labdanum, and jasmine. And we'll just spray this a little bit higher. Okay. Ooh, wow. This, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the cloves and spicy notes. The opening is reminding me very, very slightly of Gucci 2 for Men. Let me actually pull it down. Yeah. Obviously, this is way lighter, but it did kind of remind me of that in the opening. The Shanghai Lily is a lot stronger. It feels like it's gonna stick around a lot longer than Sole de Positano Acqua too. You definitely get like cloves and incense. If you've ever like crushed cloves when you're cooking, that aroma that it gets, it smells exactly like that. And it's peppery, but I'm not always the biggest fan of black pepper or pink pepper. And I can smell the kind of zinginess of a pepper, or like the pepperiness obviously, but I really like it. Wow, it's so nice. I feel like I also get some tuberose in there, but it's not, if anything, the tuberose is a little bit more mellowed out because you get that opening of like, I didn't think I would even be into clove that much, but I love this. It's one of the strongest Tom Fords I've ever smelled, because sometimes you can run into like the notorious soft Tom Ford, I don't know, projection, which like Sole de Positano already I feel like is very close to the skin in a way that Shanghai Lily isn't. So I love that. Very, very into that. And it's going to be the kind of fragrance where I need to keep my eye out for, because I definitely, if I like it, if I continue to like it as much as I do right now, it's the kind of scent I want a full bottle in. All right, so we're gonna move to the third fragrance. And actually before we do, the Shanghai Lily also had Gaiac wood, bitter orange, rose, castoreum, and vetiver. There were just so many notes in that fragrance, I genuinely didn't see the next little bit. So regardless, love that. The third fragrance is Vanille Fatale. And this one I've heard a lot of hype around, so I'm expecting good things. You guys know, if you've been watching me, that I am on the hunt for my favorite vanilla, and with a name like Vanille Fatale, I hope it's a little bit more dark and rich and spicy, because those are my favorite kinds of vanilla. So this has myrrh, rum, olibanum, coriander, saffron, orange, lime, barley, interesting, coffee, frangipani, plum, artemisia, rose, vanilla, suede, tobacco, mahogany, patchouli, violet, and oak moss. Okay, so that was a lot of notes. I'm interested in seeing how the scent actually plays, and I've never gotten one of these blue atomizers, so that's nice. The juice color on Vanille Fatale was nowhere as beautiful as Shanghai Lily. It's just a normal light yellow. Oh, okay. It's very light. I mean, I sprayed all of these just one spray, and at least I think I did. And this is the lightest on the skin of just one spray. And with a name like Vanille Fatale, I think I expected it to be like, it's like death by vanilla. I thought it was going to be a lot stronger. Even from the notes, I feel like I already get some oak moss. Like, it has a mossy greenness to it. There is some vanilla, and the vanilla isn't turning my stomach at all because it's so light. I can't say I can pick up any barley. It's slightly boozy, which I do like. And I don't know if I don't really get any coffee as well. It kind of smells like a vanilla rum with some woody greenness. I think I'd like it a lot more if it were stronger. But this is the kind of one where I'm definitely gonna have to overspray to get more of a scent. It's nice. I think it's a little bit more bitter than it is, or bitter woody than it is sweet. It's not an especially sweet vanilla. All right, well, we will move along. And the last one, you guys, I'm so happy I have this. I'm going to cry when I inevitably go through this very quickly. I might have to just get another decant of this when I'm done, because I don't know if I can justify the full price, but the decants I could justify, and that is Tom Ford Bitter Peach. I know that there was a whole lot of hype about it when it first came out. I never tried it then. And I also know that there was a whole lot of hate when it came out. And I'm glad I waited. I knew it wouldn't matter anyways, because I kind of do my own thing. If I like a fragrance, I don't care if there's hype around it or not, or vice versa. But this is a fragrance from the moment I tried it a couple months ago in store, I fell in love. I was like, oh my God. I always like peach notes anyways, but I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I haven't found anything that has come close to it. I know there's certain dupe houses that are either about to come out with a peach dupe scent or like a bitter peach scent, or they've already come out. I've never tried any of them yet, but I know the original is very much to my taste. And it's the kind of scent where I'm like, I don't care how badly it performs. I want it so much. So it really just is that price that's kind of holding me back. But I love it, you guys. I really, really like it. And so this is the one I've smelled before. So we're just gonna discover it together. But this has peach, obviously, blood orange, cardamom, heliotrope, rum, cognac, Davana, jasmine, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, tonka, cashmeran, benzoin, labdanum, styrax, and vetiver. It has a lighter colored juice. I love that colored juice that Shanghai Lily has, so everything other than that is disappointing, but oh my God, this is incredible. I love this fragrance. This is the kind of fragrance where I'm not a signature scent kind of person, but I want to smell like this every single day. And if people associate me with this, I mean, no one's ever going to associate me with one scent. I've passed that fragrance 400 fragrances ago, but it would be an honor to be associated with this. I just love it. I love boozy peach. It's as if you made kind of like a girly drink that was flavored with peach schnapps and those peach rings, but was actually very deceptively strong with like rum and cognac, I guess, because those are the notes. Those like really strong alcoholic drinks, but that are also very candied and sweet. That's what this is. And it's incredible. I want to eat it up. This is my idea of a good time with a gourmand. I'm always down for a boozy fragrance, and this is it. This is it. This is hands down my favorite peach fragrance I've ever tried. It's just perfection. I wish that I can come back sometime and tell you guys that this is actually a great performer from this, like from the sample sprays that I've tried before in store. It wasn't that. It didn't last that long on paper. Hopefully it lasts a little longer on my skin. We will see. But yeah, this decant, I'm gonna go through it quickly unless I get afraid, and I don't want to be afraid. I want to enjoy this and love it and overspray it, because this is a stunner. So those are my Tom Fords. As always with these hauls, I like to put them in order, and obviously, I mean, with the royalty scents, they shared these with me, but I'm gonna just be very honest and say that there is no way I couldn't put this in first place. Bitter peach is number one out of all of these. When we then look at the others though, it becomes a little bit more difficult for second and third, because I feel like they're so different. I know which ones they would be. It's between Sole de Positano Aqua and Shanghai Lily. I will say that Shanghai Lily is more unique to my collection. I have more fragrances in my collection that are this sort of vibe. So this just edges it out very, very closely. Second place Shanghai Lily, third place this, but this is a stunner as well. And I'm very, very happy to have it as part of my collection. In last place, honestly, Vanille Fatale, because where did I even spray it? I don't even know, because it's just being overpowered by everything else. I think I sprayed it here. It's almost not even there anymore. It's very, very light. And that's just disappointing. I think it would be nice, because this also has that rummy vanilla-ness to it, which I'm all for. But yeah, in a matter of minutes for it to kind of become so light on my skin, even lighter than the Aqua Eau de Toilette. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm glad I have a decant. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Don't forget to leave me in the comments below which one of these fragrances you'd like to try or that you've already tried, and I'll see you next time. Bye.